Do you work your place bets or the odds on your come bets on the come out? That's a question that's been going around for a long time, and there's no real firm answer on it. Most people say, turn your bets off, follow the puck. I would say this, the mathematics of it to me say to leave those bets working. And the reason why I say that is the 6, as you know, comes on average once every 6 or so rolls, which means there's about a 16.5% or so chance for the 7 to show. If you pull that back to the come out roll, that would mean that 16% of the come out rolls have a chance for a 7 to show. So, 1 out of every 6 come out rolls is when you're going to see a 7. The reverse of that is 85% or 84% of the come out rolls won't be a 7, which means your bets will likely pay. Not a bad place to be in, I think. So again, work the math on that and say, well, the vast majority of the time, those bets being hot is going to be okay for me. Now, you have the option to turn your place bets off or the odds on your come bets off at your leisure, right? What you decide to do. A lot of people just follow the puck, and there's some logic in that if you need a mental break. If your bets are working, you're thinking about it, you're stressed out, you got to beat that roll. Sometimes let the puck be off, let your bets, let your odds be off, and just chill for a minute. Get your drink, talk to your neighbor, do your thing, and let those bets just settle and breathe for a second, and then go back to battle after that. I can make the argument for that. That's actually it's not a good mathematical play, but maybe it's a good stress play for you to sort of let those bets settle in. But mathematically, I believe that you should work on the come out whenever you have the chance. Now, this question came up in one of my live streams this week, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to pull out the part of the video where I explained it and with a really short example with some chips. Let's go to the table and check out how I answered that question live. Okay. So assume we're playing new, and assume we had that situation where we had the 6 and the 8 and the 9, okay? And we started with $600 here, and the 9 has got double odds, and the 6 and the 8 have 5 times odds each on them, so $125 on each of them. What's the math? 125 plus 125 is 250, right? Plus 50 is 300, plus 3 is 75. 375 is out here, and puck comes off. Shooter hits their point, we're coming out, okay? 2 options, 1 option. Odds are off. Take my odds off. So you have $75, the 3 flat bets, I'll put them like this. The 3 flat bets would be at risk. I'll do it in the behind, so you can see them. 3 flat bets would be at risk at the come out roll. You could lose $75, which is still a lot. Remember, if I started with 600, right? My rack is down to 2.25. If I take a hit right here, if I roll a come out 7 right now, I've lost half my money in one series. That's a big pill to swallow, right? So you might say, I'm spooked by this, turn my odds off. I'll take the $75 risk versus the $325 risk. That's a decision your bankroll has to make. If you're down here, that might be the decision you make because you have half your bankroll exposed. If you were where I was, bankroll is normal, and I've got 200 in profits, and I've got this out here, I would probably say leave the odds on. But if this represents half of my bankroll, and I take that bad 7, we lose half our money, more than half our money, that's a big pill to swallow. But like I said, if my rack looked like this instead, and let me reset it here. If my rack looked like this, that's why I say it's gambling is an aggression move sometimes, and it's feel sometimes. If we were here, where our starting bankroll was intact, and we had some profit in the front, and we were good, we're like, hey, look, we've made profit. We're actually in the money here. We actually, let's even do this. We'll say, there's our starting bankroll, and we've locked up $150 in the go home stack. That's my starting plus 125 plus $100 that I'm working through, and I had this out here. Those odds are on. No question, these odds are on. This is when you're in attack mode. This is phase 3. You're going after them the one time you have to go after them, right? If the other situation, and I was here, where half my bankroll was on the table, and let's pretend all this wasn't here. If I'm there, that's scared money, right? This is the situation where you get, shit, if I lose this, I'm out. I got to go home. That might be where you just turn the odds off. And again, your bankroll, I think, decides what you're going to have to do. The mathematical thing to do to me, leave the odds on, because again, it's the smart play in my book. However, I can understand when half your bankroll is on the table at one time, and you have nothing locked up, you could be spooked by that. For grins, let's see what he rolls. Let's just go see what happens. 628, right? There it is, right? That pays you 175 all in. That's the decision you have to make. But that's a pretty ballsy move to leave your money out there. You got to think about that. And again, your bankroll, your tolerance for risk is what's going to drive that decision, right? The math says leave it out. To me, the math says leave it out there. But again, if the math in your rack is shit, I'm down 2/3 of my money, and that one hit would be the end of your night, you might think about that. So anyway, that's that.